Hello, and welcome to another Rouge unit of the week. And today we're taking a look at the German MG-42 team. So there's quite a lot to say about the MG-42, but I'm going to leave it rather brief. It was introduced in 1942 to replace, the MG-34. It wouldn't end up entirely replacing the MG-34 in German service. Surprisingly, it was much easier and simpler to produce compared to its earlier counterpart, which is quite surprising considering German engineering track records during the Second World War when they tried introducing new pieces of kit. But it had a rather fast fire rate of 1,200 rounds a minute thanks to its rolling lock recoil system, and it could be used either by a bipod or on the Lafayette mount, which is the one in use in game. The Lafayette mount is pretty awesome because it had a recoil dampening system, and it could also mount an optical scope, allowing you to pretty much act as a unmobile sniper. I think a lot of snipers are pretty immobile, to be honest. So the real question is, why does the MG-42 shoot so fast? The modern equivalent, the MG-3, doesn't shoot nearly as fast, and same with most machine guns that have ever been in service. Well, the German idea or doctrine for machine gunners was they are most likely to kill the enemy within the initial burst of opening fire every time the gunner was to shoot. So why make that burst only shoot a few bullets when you could make that opening burst shoot a lot of bullets? And well, if you shoot more bullets, more chance of hitting the enemy, more kills, and hopefully you can win the war. And that was really a design idea. In game, the German MG-42 is available to 12th SS, 17th SS Panzergrenadier, 21st Panzer Division, 352nd Infantry Division, 116th Rheintal Division, 3rd Feldjäger Division, Panzerlehr Division, and the 9th Panzer Division. Usually through A to B phase, and it has one weapon. So we have, well, the iconic Machine Gewehr 42 with 5 accuracy, 357 rounds a minute, because they are used an effective rate of fire and not hypothetical. 9 HE, 5,000 rounds of ammunition, and 800 meter range. It's an MG-42, it shoots relatively fast, has good range, and will suppress enemy infantry squads rather quickly. If we take a look at Miscellaneous stats, no armor because it is just an infantry unit, 4 guys in a squad, good stealth, a speed of 15 km an hour, normal optics capability, and it takes up light cargo space capacity. In battle, the MG-42 is a pretty damn good machine gun. It's much better than allied rifle caliber MGs. It's slightly better than the MG-34, the fire rate is rather similar. And when compared to the 50 cal, it's a pretty even fight. Each of them have their pros and cons. And so the MG-42 has, well, it does one thing really well, and that is suppressing enemy infantry squads over a far distance. You have 800 meter range, just 200 meters shy of an actual tank cannon, allowing you to just get shots all over the bloody map. You put an MG-42 team in hopefully a building or forest covering an open field, you can get some really good pickoffs, and not just on enemy infantry units, but on also static weaponry such as AT guns and the like. So using MG-42 teams to, well, scout ahead in front of your tanks to help pin down enemy AT guns is a damn good idea. And it's just a really good machine gun, not necessarily for the stats itself, but just the amount of them that you can get. There's a lot of divisions that have MG-42s available, and pretty much all German machine guns have 800 meter range. And as well, you can get a damn lot of them. For example, the 352nd Infantry Division gets, like, what, over a dozen with 1-star veterancy, or possible if you take all cards, of course. That's pretty damn good. And the MG-42, like some German engineering, is pretty damn good. And I'm going to leave it off at that. This has been another Rouge unit of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as usual, please just take it easy.